In a stunning turn of events on the frozen battlefields of eastern Ukraine, whispers from within the Russian military command are turning into open admissions. Senior generals are privately acknowledging that the Kremlin's dreams of swift victory have crumbled into a prolonged nightmare of attrition. After nearly 4 years of brutal fighting, Russian forces once boasted as unstoppable are now bogged down in costly, inch-by-inch advances that come at the price of hundreds of thousands of lives and billions in resources. The key flashpoint exposing Russia's vulnerabilities is the embattled city of Kupyansk in Kharkiv region. Putin himself paraded claims of its capture months ago, awarding medals to commanders and declaring it a major triumph. But reality on the ground tells a different story. Ukrainian forces have relentlessly counterattacked, liberating nearly 90% of the city through precise drone strikes and infantry operations. Russian units, lacking ammunition and reinforcements, have been forced into chaotic retreats. Even Russian state media has quietly reduced coverage while mill bloggers rage against the exaggerations fed to the Kremlin. One prominent Russian military commentator admitted that the failure to hold Kupyansk is fixing entire armies in place, preventing breakthroughs elsewhere. Units are stretched thin, with reports of soldiers abandoning positions due to shell shock and command indifference. This isn't isolated. Across the front from Pokrovsk to Seversk, Russian assaults grind forward at a snail's pace, seizing small villages only after massive casualties. Independent estimates put Russian losses at over 790,000 killed or wounded since the invasion began, with 2025 alone seeing grinding gains of mere miles per month. The Kremlin's recruitment drive barely keeps pace with the meat grinder. Over 400,000 contracted in 2025, but monthly casualties often exceed that. North Korean troops have been thrown into the fray, suffering heavy losses in places like Kursk, highlighting Russia's desperation for manpower. Economically, Putin faces mounting pressure. Sanctions have bitten deep, with energy revenues disrupted by Ukrainian drone strikes on refineries and depots. The war economy is overheating, inflation rising, and forecasts predict slowdown as resources divert to the front. In Moscow, the facade is cracking. Ultranationalist bloggers criticize the high command for lies and incompetence. Retired officers and analysts question the strategy, warning that without a breakthrough soon, Russia risks strategic exhaustion. Putin, isolated in the Kremlin, receives inflated reports from generals like Gerasimov, who promised quick encirclements that never materialized. Sources close to the military describe growing frustration. The war aimed at rapid conquest has become an endless bleed with no clear path to victory. As US-brokered peace talks intensify, with Zelensky meeting Trump to discuss security guarantees and territorial compromises, Russia clings to maximalist demands: full control of Donbass, demilitarization, no NATO for Ukraine. But with Ukrainian forces holding firm, striking deep into Russian logistics and Western aid continuing, Putin's leverage weakens. He rejects ceasefires, bombs Ukrainian cities, yet his generals know the truth. Russia cannot sustain this forever without collapse. Insiders speak of chaos brewing, recruitment strains, equipment shortages, morale plummeting. Some predict that if advances stall into 2026, internal pressures could force concessions. Ukraine, battered but resilient, has turned the tide through innovation. Drones dominating the skies, precision strikes crippling Russian fuel supplies. The invader is now the one vulnerable, defending its own borders with foreign mercenaries. Putin's gamble to redraw Europe's map by force has backfired spectacularly. No cards left, no rapid victory, no enthusiastic army, no